Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for your service on the committee. It's been a pleasure to serve with you, and we'll wish you the best going forward. Thank you. There's been some discussion on the security of Healthcare.gov in reference to a hack over the summer, it's not necessarily true that that means that the information that the site is insecure. HHS worked with the Department of Homeland Security to analyze the effects of the package found on the site. And according to the Director for U.S. Computer Emergency Readiness at DHS, this type of malware is not designed to extract information. There's no indication that any data was compromised as a result of the intrusion. I would like, Mr. Chairman, unanimous consent to enter into the record a letter from Ms. Tavener to Congressman Issa of November 14, 2014, in which Ms. Tavener states that no one has maliciously accessed personally identifiable information from Healthcare.gov.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Park, for being here. In your testimony, you mentioned that you were not the project manager of Healthcare.gov, but you function as the project manager for other projects when you were in the private sector. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Since my colleagues have suggested that you were the project manager of Healthcare.gov or functioned as such, I thought it would be helpful to discuss the kinds of activities that a project manager does. And you founded Athena Health with Jonathan Bush, incidentally the cousin of former President George Bush.
Yes, correct? My best friend.
Athena Health provides healthcare practices with services including cloud-based medical billing and electronic medical record services, which aims to make healthcare more efficient and effective, correct?
Yes, sir.
Since you built the company, can you describe what was involved in creating the company from the ground up? What tasks were involved with developing a new IT company?
Thank you, sir. As I think others who have had similar experiences would share, it's a big, complex undertaking. You put together the best team that you can. You raise initial money. You put together the best plan you can, but understand that that plan is likely to survive about 17 seconds of contact with the reality. You put together an initial prototype as fast as you can of your product and try to figure out, based on actual customers using it, what the real issues are and the real opportunities are, and then you iterate the plan, you iterate the product, you iterate execution constantly, right? And it's an all-consuming thing, and you have in your head each key axis of effort, how conditions are changing, how plan, product, and execution are changing constantly, and balance all of that together.
Is it fair then to say when you were on the project management, you were very hands-on at Athena, you had a comprehensive, deep understanding of the effort, very detailed knowledge of the projects and products based on your day-to-day engagement?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what is the difference between that role at Athena Health and the role you played with respect to the healthcare marketplace as CTO in the government?
It's night and day, sir. As I think anyone who has built a company or led a large initiative would tell you. I, again, did advise and assist CMS in a few different capacities, as I described in my testimony and earlier, written testimony and earlier. But again, it's very different from being the project leader, the project manager, actually running the day-to-day. And having the kind of comprehensive, detailed, multi-axis knowledge that you have in that context.
In one of the emails that the committee's provided, you describe yourself as a consigliere. Is that kind of what you mean, as an advisor?
As an advisor, yeah.
Okay. I do think it strikes me that the role of project manager is fairly well defined as being different from what you were doing. I think that's pretty clear. I just offer, too, that one of the mistakes we make here in Congress is pulling people out of the bureaucracy and beating them up when, we're all really trying to get to the same place. We'd like to get our government to be functioning, a healthcare website that's functioning. And I would just observe that I've seen this in the Armed Services Committee, too. We're trying to get the best technology people we can to come work for the government. And in the defense side, we have a great need for cyber warriors. And it's the kind of we have to be very sensitive about how we treat people like you and like those folks who can be in the private sector making much more money, who are willing to give up their time to delay their careers, to step out of them and to help the government. And I want to thank you for your service. I want you to know that I appreciate it, and I hope that you're able to help continue to recruit the very, very best to come help us in this effort and other efforts throughout the government. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you, sir.